just to touch on the Amouranth stuff, as far as I know at the moment, she's like okay. I believe is away from the husband at the moment, based on a couple of things I saw on Twitter. But yeah, she hasn't posted or anything yet, but from friends or people around her, they said that she's all right, I think. So obviously we'll pay attention to that. There's not like a big update on that since she's not talking about it for obvious reasons. What about the dogs? I only know what was on Twitter and Alinity saying that they did a wellness check. Who the fuck was that woman who came in at the end of the stream though? That shit was sketch, what they said about medication. That's what I said. I don't know who that was. Obviously, I wasn't there. I have no clue. I'm assuming it was her assistant. I don't remember her name, but I'm assuming it was her. I don't know why she would ask about medication when this clearly wasn't like it's just a weird mental health flare-up. Like, if she was watching the stream and came over to lend aid, she would know that this isn't like a not taking medication kind of situation. That was fucking weird. That seemed immediately like a way of, like, almost blaming her or, like, casting doubt on her mental health. Like, that was so fucked up because it's fake. What? I keep seeing that brain dead take. I have to imagine it's people very young and trying to be contrarian. There is literally nothing to gain and only things to lose from this whole situation for Amouranth. There is not a single thing to gain from it. This would be the dumbest faked drama of all time because you literally just lose. The fact that the husband thing is public now is a detriment to like some of her stream community that was, and I actually think it's a net positive because you don't want the parasocial weirdos, but she is going to take somewhat of a financial hit from people who are like, oh my god, so she's not available? Just ignore everything else and be like, oh my god, I'm fucking out of here. So no matter what you spin here, there is no reason to fake it. She doesn't stand to gain from it. It'd be the most worthless faking of all time. But the cucks will flock to her. That's just another take that never actually happens. People say that with every drama situation ever, and it never ever happens. But let's set aside, let's assume that does happen. That's so worthless to her when she makes over $2 million a month already. She's not struggling for more money, nor is she looking for it either. She just keeps doing her own thing in her own lane. She doesn't even try and like branch out to other shit. She just does her own thing at $2 million a month. You think she needs a couple extra cucks tossing some dollars to try and save her? No shot. Isn't all the money in the husband's name? No, so from watching the VOD, it seems what happened is all of the accounts got switched over to her husband, like two-factor and everything, due to like a security breach. So right now he has access to all of it, but it is her money. He just happens to be able to get his hands on it at the moment because they switched over all their two-factor and shit to his phone and his information. But it is still hers. Wonder what he looks like. Every time I hear a voice like his, I picture the exact same person. I picture like that somewhat like fat, skinny, like very extroverted's the wrong word, but like that center of attention kind of thespian kid, like back in high school. No, skinny fat. It's like where you like have like baby fat all on you, but you're still not like fat per se. So normal? No. Okay. Do we really not know what skinny fat is? Well, okay, I'm not gonna pull up a picture. That just seems like I'm being mean to them. I'm just describing the kind of person I picture. It's a legitimate body type. Maybe not the scientific definition for it, but it's a legitimate body type. Here's a great example. For example, someone like Mizkif is what one would consider like a skinny fat build. Like he's not fat. He's not even like out of shape, like extensively or anything. But it is what one would consider a skinny fat build. Or at least that's more or less what I picture for like a skinny fat build. I just Googled it and that's kind of all the body types I'm seeing as well, but I don't want to pull it up because then it seems like I'm being mean to them, which is not the goal. I was just using it as a descriptor for what I picture for that voice. There are pictures of her husband online. If you're talking about that Reddit thread from like a year ago, I'm pretty sure that wasn't real. But I'm going off memory. I actually don't know for sure. You see people trying to wait for the husband's side. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. The husband gave his full side. Like, stop being lazy. Watch the VOD if you want his side. They're just really hoping for any way that they can, like, be contrarian, I think. You can listen to the husband's side right now. It is unhinged. It's all in the VOD. Slightest part in the back of my head thinking it could be a ploy for more notoriety. Hard to believe everything that's in front of a camera. Said this in the video, I'll say it again. I always appreciate that people look at things with skepticism, which is why when you look at this situation and you go through your checklist, it should always end at the same conclusion. Yep, there's no reason to fake this. Like, there's just not a single possible explanation for what would be the goal here. Again, there's nothing. She just stands to lose from it. It'd be worthless. It'd just be worthless. Notoriety doesn't help her. Especially not notoriety like this would be detrimental. Like, there's just nothing to fake. Like, there's no reason to. It would be the dumbest idea of all time. What is that in caps lock? You can't put it far past people to assume this when the husband is talking about plans. Obviously unhinged and controlling. Of course you could cook up some scheme also. You need to state the real ways it could hurt her. I am really I don't get the statement. The real ways it could hurt her. I mean, off the top of my head, like I just listed, the fact that now her marriage is public immediately will turn off some of the unhinged weirdos that think by donating to her that she's going to date them and fuck them. Which I think is a net positive for her, like I said, because you get rid of that parasocial weirdo, but she is going to take at least somewhat of a hit from viewers that think that she was single and, you know, now they can't have her, so they'll leave. Like, there's no benefit to her. A couple extra dollars, a couple doubloons from a few guys who think by donating they can save her isn't much in the grand scheme of $2 million a month she makes. She doesn't need that. She won't bother with that. There's nothing to gain from a fake domestic abuse situation. There's nothing at all. Does he even have a following where if he did tweet it would be seen by enough people for it to get traction or believed? Everyone would have thought it was just another parasocial viewer. No, he has access to her accounts. He was tweeting it from her accounts. Don't think it's fake, but kind of weird to stream it. Her goal wasn't to stream it, though. If she had went live and then did this, I would say that's still not weird. Because she's already exhausted all other options. In the VOD, I don't know how many of you watched the VOD, probably not many. In the VOD, she mentions how she had called the police before. She had recorded other things and gathered evidence, but he broke the computer, took the phones. She had tried other things. So even if she did go live to do this, I still wouldn't call it weird. But she didn't even go live to do this. She was live at the time, got a call from him with this argument, and then I guess after the threat against her dogs, she flipped live. When you watch the VOD, it's muted all the way for an hour and a half, or right around an hour and a half. It is muted, and she's not even on screen for most of it. She comes back, it's still muted, and then she turns off sound saying, "Why did you say you'd kill my dogs?" So it's not like the whole stream was based around like exposing her husband. You see Amouranth streaming hours compared to even XQC, it's insane. I think Amouranth has the most streaming hours out of any like major streamer. Like actually the most. She is always live. She legitimately doesn't fucking stop grinding. No, more than Trainwrecks, I'm pretty sure. They do like a monthly post and usually it gets retweeted where it has like hours streamed. And I'm pretty sure Ammo's over Trainwrecks. And apparently a lot of that is because her husband doesn't let her stop streaming. He apparently chooses a lot of her schedule. Don't care about it. If it's fake, cool. If it isn't, nothing changes. Well, yeah, nothing changes for you, man. That doesn't mean that it's not like a serious thing. And I also think it is important for people to realize that abuse is real. Like, because apparently people needed a wake-up call that kind of shit exists. Like, yeah, it's not going to have an effect on you or anything. Like, I get that. Doesn't mean you can't care about it. You just have, like, basic empathy.